it felt like.
Okay.
Like a disconnect from reality, almost.
Yeah.
For decades, Diane Keaton, she was just this force, always creating, always her.
Absolutely. Art, architecture, fashion, those iconic roles.
You just thought you knew her rhythm. And then, Saturday, October 11th, 2025, the news hits. Diane Keaton, 79, had died.
And the shock wasn't just, the sadness of losing her. It was how completely unprepared everyone seemed.
How could a star who always seemed so fiercely independent, so vibrant, leave us so suddenly?
Welcome to Star Scope Report. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jordan. We're here to uncover the drama, the shakeups, the stories behind the fame.
We dive deep into Hollywood, music, influencers, the whole scene.
And today we are absolutely undertaking a deep dive into the legacy and, the final chapter of Diane Keaton, the star who really did stay real.
That element of surprise is key here, especially among her closest colleagues. We're talking Robert De Niro levels of shock.
Right. De Niro said, "The news has taken me totally by surprise." We're going to unpack that and reveal the subtle signs, the quiet retreat that maybe we all missed.
It really was a sudden, somber curtain call. You expect, maybe, with someone of her stature, a more public lead-up, but no.
Instead, we got this very guarded initial release. People magazine broke it first, then AP, CNN, CBS quickly confirmed. But the details were sparse. Passed away in California, surrounded by loved ones, and a really firm request for privacy from the family.
Yeah, that contrast was stark, wasn't it? This huge global reaction pouring out, but the official information was very tightly controlled.
But then, the sort of clinical details emerged, despite the privacy requests. Public records stuff.
Right. We know the LA Fire Department got a call, a medical emergency, from her Brentwood home around 8:08 in the morning.
She was taken to a local hospital.
But didn't survive, and that's where the official information, it stops cold.
Yeah. As of now, still no official cause of death announced, and that silence,
Yeah.
it just amplifies the shock, especially within the industry.
It really does. You mentioned Robert De Niro. His statement to The Hollywood Reporter really captured it.
He said he was very fond of her, obviously sad, but the key line was,
"The news of her leaving us has taken me totally by surprise. I was not expecting her to leave it."
and that just says it all, doesn't it? The complete disconnect.
Totally. The public saw this, enduring vitality, and even her peers felt that way. But privately, something else was happening.
So was this a final act of self-determination? Keeping that struggle private?
I think you have to see it that way. This is Diane Keaton we're talking about. She always wrote her own script, didn't she? On screen and off.
Yeah.
So managing her final months with such intense privacy, it feels like a final deliberate choice. Protecting her agency.
Refusing to become a public spectacle of illness. A quiet, controlled exit.
Exactly. And looking back now, there were signs. Definite, kind of heartbreaking signals that she was preparing for this.
Okay, like what did we miss?
Well, sources close to her did say her health declined very suddenly in those last months. For the public, though, it was more subtle. A withdrawal.
Right, her Instagram. That was always such a window into her world art, buildings, her style.
And then it just stopped. Her last post was way back in April 2025, a picture of her dog, Reggie.
6 months before she passed.
Wow. And people noticed that post kind of became this quiet online vigil. Fans started commenting, where are you? Miss you here. They sensed something was off by September.
But the really big signal, maybe?
Yep.
Selling her house.
Oh, yeah. March 2025. She lists the Brentwood estate.
And this wasn't just any house. She'd spent years renovating it, perfecting it. Friends called it her dream home.
Exactly. So selling that specific place, looking back, it seems like a really profound act of, putting her affairs in order.
A conscious decision.
Simplifying.
It suggests she knew what was happening and wanted to manage it her way.
And, this connects back to her whole life, right? Her history with reclaiming control.
Absolutely. She was always surprisingly candid about health stuff before. The skin cancer scares.
Basal cell, squamous cell. She talked about it. Explained why the hats and high collars weren't just fashion, they were self-preservation. Yeah, and even deeper, her memoir, Then Again, talking about her decade-long struggle with bulimia in her 20s.
Calling herself an addict in recovery. That took guts.
Incredible guts. So she fought hard to gain control over her body, her image, her narrative back then.
So the way she handled these last months,
Yeah.
it wasn't weakness or hiding. It was the opposite.
It feels like a final assertion of that hard-won agency, choosing privacy, choosing dignity over public scrutiny. It was an active choice.
That's actually really powerful when you frame it like that.
It is. The same control she showed facing down Hollywood standards, she applied to her own exit. Kind of inspiring, really.
Okay, if you're finding these layers as fascinating as we are, the public persona, the private reality, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope Report.
Because we're about to get into the incredible work she was still doing and the projects she tragically left unfinished, including one film that sounded like a massive shift for her.
Yeah, the legacy.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the star of Annie Hall, The Godfather.
Yeah.
She left this huge, unfinished canvas.
It's heartbreaking to think about what was still coming.
First, you got to remember how original she was from the start. Born Diane Hall, right. Took Keaton, her mom's maiden name, for the Actors Union.
And then, boom, The Godfather, Kay Adams. She was the moral compass, sort of trapped in that world of power.
But Annie Hall, 1977, that cemented everything. Oscar win and the fashion.
Oh, totally iconic. But the key thing, those bowler hats, the ties, the vests, that was her style, from her own closet.
La-di-da, la-di-da.
Yeah.
She made herself the icon.
And she never stopped surprising us. Reds, Father of the Bride, First Wives Club.
Something's got to give. Her last film was just last year, Summer Camp. She kept working.
And that authenticity carried through everything. Her style, you know, the menswear look, that wasn't a phase, that was her. Remember that Vanity Fair cover in 2016?
For a Hollywood issue?
Everyone else in designer gowns. She insisted on wearing her own tailored suit. That's control. That's Diane Keaton.
And her personal life reflected that same independence. High-profile relationships, sure, but never married.
She said she felt she'd have to compromise too much, said she wasn't marriage material, stayed true to herself.
And then the biggest chapter, maybe, becoming a single mom at 50.
Adopting Dexter, then Duke. She called it the most completely humbling experience, built her family entirely on her own terms.
Which makes the interruption of her work even sadder. She wasn't slowing down creatively.
Not at all. 3 films were in pre-production. She was still looking for challenges.
There's that untitled romance with Richard Gere, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Blake Lively.
Another drama, Artist in Residence, with Andy Garcia.
But the one that really jumps out, that survival thriller, Constance.
Right. Keaton, as a woman whose meticulously planned day goes terribly wrong, the director literally promised we'd see her in a way we never have before.
Imagine that. Diane Keaton, late 70s, headlining a gritty thriller. It shows she refused to be boxed in, even by her own legendary status.
She was still pushing boundaries, still evolving as an artist.
And that's why the tributes pouring in focused on who she was, not just what she did.
Exactly. The words kept coming up. Original, guileless, authentic.
Goldie Hawn's post was heartbreaking, talking about their pact to grow old together.
And Bette Midler called her hilarious, a complete original and completely without guile.
So the consensus seems clear, doesn't it?
Yeah. Her greatest role, the one everyone loved most, was just being Diane Keaton.
Her death feels like a genuine tragedy because it cut short an artistic journey that was clearly still in progress. That unfinished canvas.
It's the ultimate proof of that uncompromising spirit. And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What creative risks are we putting off thinking there's always more time?
A powerful thought to end on. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.